Hi everyone, I'm Martel and welcome to day 4 of our sneak peek into what is coaching. So today I want to give a rundown of what you would do in the day of life of a coach. So for me, I start off reviewing my 2 whys and my focus direction. So what that looks like is my first why is why I got into the situation or the position I was in when I first started Beachbody. All the things that I didn't like and I didn't want in my life at all, and it wasn't serving me, and I was just kind of living an average life. So what that looked like. My second why is why I don't want to be there anymore. So just to give you a little snippet into that, one of my biggest whys for not being in the situation that I was in is that I wanted to be able to afford to stay home with my son and any future children that I have. When I was growing up, I was actually a latchkey kid. So for those that don't know what that means, it means both parents are working and they can't afford daycare or day home or any sort of childcare. So the kids have a key to the house, and they get up in the morning, they go to school by themselves, they come home at lunch and feed themselves lunch, and they come home by themselves and perhaps even fix their own dinner by themselves, and they have a key to the house because nobody's home. So I didn't want that for my son. I wanted to always be there for him in his years growing up. So that's one of my big whys. The second is your focus direction, and for me, I want to get really clear and concise and decisive of what that looks like. So it's kind of like when you don't have a focus direction, you can think of it as you board the plane, the pilot gets on the intercom and says, hey, we're taking off, we're flying at this altitude, and we're gonna fly until we have no more gas and hopefully we land over land. And it's like, if you don't have a direction or a focus direction, you're gonna end up somewhere where you probably don't want to be. So if you have a clear, concise direction and focus of where you want to be, you're going to be able to come up with the steps along the way and how to get there, or certainly keep your focus where you actually want to go. It's not enough to run away from what you don't want. You need to be running towards something that you do want. So this is an exercise that I do with my coaches and my customers as well, because it's good to have for your customers in that, as well as I have a checklist and I can share that with you, and I've just kind of broken down things that I do each day or I want to accomplish each day, and I check that off and make sure it relates back into my focus direction. And just to jump back to that 2 whys and a focus direction, when you first start out in completing that exercise, it may just be a few lines here and there, but as you come back, it's going to grow and evolve, and you're going to add more to it. You're going to add more detail to it, and then it's going to become more firmer and clearer for you. So don't worry if you don't have all the answers or all the words that you want to say. It's going to be something that evolves, and my why has evolved. My focus direction has evolved, so don't worry about that. So I have my checklist and I go through each day, and I set aside at least an hour each day. I'm a stay-at-home mom, so my day is pretty packed with my son, and then my evenings after he's gone to bed, I try and devote to my business. So within that, I am doing what they call the 3 vital behaviors, and when you join as a coach, you're going to hear a lot of the 3 vital behaviors, which are: number 1, invite, invite, invite; number 2 is be a product of the product; and number 3 is personal development. So for me, I like to start with personal development, and I try and do this in the morning, but I don't go to bed until I've gotten this done, and it's just spending at least 10 minutes towards that, whether it's reading a motivational, inspirational, or a leadership book to grow myself, to learn more, or I'm listening to audios or podcasts. Beachbody has a great podcast that they put out once a week, as well as attending webinars or even events, and even Beachbody hosts events throughout the year where you can gather together with like-minded people and you really feed off of each other and get more motivated to continue on your journey. Then being a product of the product looks like obviously doing the fitness programs and eating correctly or eating more healthy and consuming the supplements, whether it be just Shakeology or any of the other lines that they offer. So I personally love Shakeology, and sometimes I consume it as a shake, and my son loves it, so he'll have some with me. Or the other times I'll consume it kind of like a pudding where I mix it with yogurt, which I love because it tastes like cheesecake. So I'm consuming the product with the supplements as well as I'm doing the fitness program, and I'm sharing that on different social media avenues that I'm doing this. As well, to add, I share that I'm working on personal development as well. Then invite. So what that looks like is, just to go back, is to share my personal development and being a product of the product. Many people that gain success throughout this business are sharing those two other vital behaviors with people, and people are following and they're watching what they're doing and watching what they're sharing, and they get inspired, and then they want to join, whether it be as a customer or as a coach. Another avenue of gaining customers or coaches is simply placing an ad, whether it be on Facebook or through Kijiji or Craigslist. There's different avenues of placing ads out there, or letting people know that you have this opportunity available for them and you're there to help people along in their journey. So social media is a big thing with a lot of coaches, and if you're not comfortable with social media, there are people that even do the home-based kind of little parties or little events, or they're simply talking with people and sharing their journey and sharing the opportunity of either being a coach or being a customer with them. So within that, I will add that it's more about sharing and asking questions and getting to know the people. When you're developing a rapport with people, you're gaining their confidence and gaining their trust, and when you trust someone, you're more likely to purchase and follow their lead and do what you want. So that's kind of a little bit of what that looks like. So with sales, it's not so much just a touch on sales. Don't think of it as selling, think of it as you're serving and you're helping people. It's not like, hey, come buy my product. That usually doesn't work. It's more about leading by example, sharing that these products do work, and understanding people. So when people do approach you, you're going to ask them questions. Ask what they're looking at, what they want to gain, what has worked for them, what hasn't worked for them, what have they tried, what have they not tried, what are they willing to do. All sorts of different questions. As well, when you join as a coach, they do have a coach training program within the back office, as well as there are coaches, and myself included, where we run training with our new coaches to help them along the way, including what sales can look like for them. So it's not about a hard sell, it's about more a sharing opportunity and getting to know people and gaining their trust, and gaining a friend is really how a lot of this turns out to be. So that's kind of what a little bit of the life of a coach looks like, and I hope you're enjoying the rest of your day. And if you have any questions or comments or concerns, please contact myself or the coach that brought you in, and we'll do our best to answer those for you. Otherwise, I'll talk to you tomorrow.